Hi everyone, Emma here. I'm so excited to show you how to complete this toggle clasp. So this is the basic idea of this toggle clasp. This one I use different beads, but we're going to create basically the same thing. So in the previous video, we completed this circle, which is what is here. And then now we're going to do this one here. But I'm going to do it a little differently. I wanted to embellish it a bit. So we're going to put 2 lines of gold on each end of gold beads. And then we're going to put a 4mm Swarovski opal crystal bicone. These here. So that's what you're going to need. If you don't have any bicones, Swarovskis, you can use Preciosa. They are really beautiful as well. You can use a round bead, you can use an 8/0 bead. It's, you know, the embellishment is up to you. You can use a pearl. So you are going to need some 11/0 milky white silver lined beads. You're also going to need some, I'm using metallic champagne 11/0 for the different color, and that is mirrored in this bracelet. So this is the bracelet we're putting it on. The video for this bracelet, it's not this color particularly, it's a different color, but it is in, I'll put it in the description, but if you've probably seen it already, if you've been following the series I've been doing on flat peyote, flat chenille stitch. I have so many videos and designs that I have on the go, so I'm getting a little confused myself. So I am using white number 5 dragon thread from Potomac Beads, but you can use whatever thread you like to use. I probably wouldn't go any stronger than a 5, but you could essentially use a number 6 or a 6-pound fire line. You can use 9/0 thread as well, or whatever beading thread you like to use. And you're also going to need a stop bead. So let's go ahead. I took just a little under a wingspan of thread. You probably don't need that much to make this part here. So I'm using a size 10 needle as well. And you can use whatever needle you like to use. So let me see how much thread. You're just going to need enough thread to attach to your needle and sew back in, because it'll end up being on the end, and you want to kind of weave this through so that it's nice and secure. And you can also add your crystal at that time, or you can just wait and use the longer piece, go through the middle, come back. But we'll get to that. So let me see how much I have here. Yeah, that should be plenty. So take your needle and go back through the bottom. Okay. You are going to pick up a gold 11/0, and let's enlarge this and bring this down so you can see my hands. Leave that so you can see the pattern. So 1 gold, 1 white, 1 gold, that, and then you're going to pick up 8 white, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is what we have so far. Just like that. And pick up a gold, a white, and a gold. So that's a total of 14 beads. Bring that down to the bottom. Let's see if I'm going to try it this way. I tried to hold it in my hands. I had to restart the video. You can't see anything when my fingers are in the way. It is difficult at the beginning of this to hold on to things. So now our thread's coming out of here. We're going to come back down. So you're going to pick up a gold bead. You're going to skip this gold bead and go through this white one. wonder if I bring it this way, it might be easier to hold on to, like this. And just go through this white one and just the white one there. And these should sit side by side, the two golds. Now we're going to pick up a gold. We're going to skip that gold and we're going to go through the next white one. I'm just going to hang on to that and I'll show you in a second. So there's the beginning. Now we're just going to go ahead and pick up white ones. So you're coming out of this one, you're going to skip that one, you're going to go through the next one. That. Pull through. Like that. Let's see if my lighting can be a little better here. Pick up another white one. Skip the next white, go through following one. There. Pick up another white. Skip the next white one, go through the following one. Just pull it tight and kind of straighten that out. That. Pick up another white. You're coming out of this white one, you're going to skip this one and you're going to go into the gold bead. That. I'm just going to hang on to it here. Then we'll show you what we have. So now we want to pick up a white bead. We're going to skip that white one and we're going to go through the last gold bead. Like that. Pull that tight. And I'm going to get my stop bead up there to keep that tension so that they're nice and positioned. So that's what you have. Okay. So now we're going to go up this way. So the next bead is a gold bead. So pick up a gold, skip the gold that's on there, then go through the white. Like that. We're going to pick up a gold bead, skip that gold bead, go through the white. Now we're just going to fill in these slots with white beads. Pick up a white bead, go through the next sticking out one, like that. You can see it's starting to come together. Keep popping those white beads and get them nice and straight. Pick up the next white one, go through that one. Adjust my thread here. I fold over a lot of thread when I'm doing videos so that you don't see me pulling a lot of thread, but it will get tangled. So let me make sure this is not hooked. There we go. And pull tight. So we need one more white bead to go here. That. Go through the gold bead. That there. So now we need a white to go here. Pick up that gold bead, or the white bead, go through the gold, and that's what you have. So we're just going to continue like this. I'm going to flip it. So we're going to continue until we have 5 or 6 gold beads at the top and at the bottom. Let me double check what we have on this one. And I say 5 or 6 because you're going to roll. We're going to do like a strip of peyote. We're going to roll it to create this tubular toggle. We want to make sure that we have enough to complete it without distorting it. So let me see what I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So 5. So let me flip this way. So now we need a gold bead. Pick up your gold bead, go through the white, that, and you can pull that tight. Now we need another gold bead. So we're coming out of this white bead. We're going to go into the next white bead. Like that. Pick up a white bead, go through the next white bead that's sticking out. Another white bead. So you're coming out of this one, you're going to go through this one. You're just positioning those beads in between the beads that are sticking out. Just keep going like that. And another. So now we're going through this gold bead, and if you look, you need a white bead to be positioned. So let's pick up our white and go through the next gold, which is the next sticking out bead. I'm going to flip this just to make it easier, going up and down. You can see it's really coming together. Pick up a gold bead to match that gold bead. Go through the white. That. Pick up another gold bead and go through that white bead. There. So the rest for the next couple, it's going to be white bead. So this is super tiny. You can make this larger and skip the crystal entirely. I would, actually when I did the green one, I think I did 20 beads to start. You will want to make it an even peyote strip, just so it's not complicated doing your turns. Okay. White. And we just keep going like this till we get 5 at the bottom and 5 at the top of the gold beads. So let's flip it. Pick up a gold bead. Go through the white. Oh, I went through 2 beads here. Let's get so excited. Pick up a gold. You don't have to worry if the bottom one's loose. Once we put the next gold, it'll straighten out. And then just keep going. Like that. It is very teeny tiny, but I'll tell you, it's so beautiful. And And absolutely, you could go to a larger toggle if this is too tiny to work with. I think with the size flat chenille that I have, it would still look really good. I mean, you're using 8/0 for the flat chenille, so it should match. Let's get our gold bead. So we're now 4 and 4, top and bottom. Oh, we need gold. Now the whites. That. Threw the wrong one here. Oh, darn. I'm really excited. I'm heading for the top. Back out here. Oh, I get annoyed when the thread wraps around the other thread. So if that happens to you, you know, the quickest way to do is take your thread off the needle. Sometimes it's not worth the fuss. Your thread starts getting tangled. There we go. There. We're going to do 2 more rows and we're done this part. So I'm going to keep it in this position, see if we can make it easy to see. So grab your gold bead, go down, another gold bead, go down, and then white. That. You could do a whole bracelet just like this. It would be so lovely. Okay, so now we have 5 gold beads on the top, and we need 5 on the bottom. So here's our last row. Grab your gold bead, hold that snug, gold bead, then your whites. Keep coming. That. Go through that gold. Another white. And come up through this gold. There. So there is your strip. That's what you want to have. And if you take a look at this, let me just show you. If you haven't done this before, peyote strips where you roll it into a tube, if you look, the top bead that's going to match on the other side is actually sticking out here. So that's going to attach to that. And this white bead here is indented, but this one's sticking out. So that one will fit in that slot and so forth. So the gold on this side that's sticking out will fit in this slot. So let's just take our thread. You're going to kind of squeeze it like a taco. Then hold it here. That, and we're going to start picking up the other side. So my thread's coming out of this gold bead. We want to go through the gold bead on the other side, like that. And it's kind of like a zipper. It's going to pull it together. So now our thread is coming out of the gold bead on this side. We're going to go through the white bead on the other side. Like that. Pull tight. So now we're going to go to the other side. So we're going to the left side, which is a gold bead. Pull that in. Then go to the right side, which is a white bead. Pull that in. And these are all white beads. So go from right to left. Sewing these up, stitching them up, zipping them up, however you want to call it. Now it looks like it's uneven, it's just the way I've pinched it. Not a big deal. There, now it's in the right spot. Go through this one. If this is too tiny to see, let me know. I will do one with 8/0 beads to make it simpler to see. Like that. I might use a different color thread. So that's the other thing, is I used the clear thread or the crystal thread. On the other toggle I used the green, so you can see it a little better, but for this design, because they're white beads, I wanted to make sure you didn't see any of the thread. Let's get this unhooked, pull that in. Go through your gold now, like that. Go through the next gold. Is it the, no, go through the white is the one sticking out. That. And it's loose, that one, because you can see my stop bead is loose. We'll tighten that by just pulling on it. So go through the gold on the right side and then the gold on the left side. Okay. So now we have our little tube. I'm going to pull my stop bead side tight here. And that should take any slack off. We're going to sew that back in. In the meantime, we're going to take this thread and we're going to bring it to the other side. And we're going to weave it in a bit. Where are we here? Okay, so we're going to go up through. We want to get these gold ones nicely tucked in at the top. So now I'm going to go through, and I'm going to go through on an angle. Get those tight. Let me try going through each bead individually. So I'm going to go through the gold, then the white bead, the gold bead. Okay. I'm just rolling it in my finger. I'm going to take my thread and I'm going to go inside the tube here and just make my way to the other side. And if you just kind of grab your toggle, it will actually slide on the bead. So let's just pull that all the way through there, roll it a bit. So let's go ahead. We double check this to make sure this looks like I crossed my thread here accidentally. Okay, I'm going to pull that out. Looks like it crossed over a gold bead. It's distorting it. So just take your needle off. Let me see if I can find that spot right here. like the thread is over here somewhere. No, that's that stop bead. That's fine. This is unusual to get this. I wonder if it went through a I think for the sake of this video, I will just fix it with the other thread because you can't really see it. So let's attach your needle to the tail thread, and let's go through these gold beads to make sure that they're nicely secured. So we're coming out of this gold bead, we're going to go down through the next one, and then go up through this one, go down through the next one like that, then up through the next one, and that just secures it in that circle. Down. When I get to that one that's all messed up, I will go through the white bead as well just to secure it. So let's go up through this gold bead, down through here, and we're going to fix this situation. Go down through that one. So I'm going to go down through the white bead and through the gold, and I'm going to bring those two together. So I'm going to go through that gold bead and down through the gold bead next to it and through the white. There, that pulled it together. Not sure what happened there. My thread might have got tangled. So now go to the next, and we want to come up through the middle. Make sure your thread is on there. So let's go through. There's my gold. Let's go through here. There. So you won't have to do this for yours. This was just a correction of that. So now let's tie off this, and we'll come back with the other thread to attach our crystal. So let's go to the next gold bead and on an angle. So you're going to go through the gold bead, through the white bead, like that, through the gold bead, and through the next white bead on an angle. We're going to go up. We're going to go over from this white bead to that white bead and through the gold, and that should secure it there. Then through the white bead, through the gold, and we'll cut our thread. Cut that. There, so that's what we have so far. We're going to put our crystals on each end, and then we're going to attach some beads to attach it to our bracelet. You know, I used white on this, I think I'll use gold because it'll be alternate to the all white bracelet. So I'll get that in there. So we are coming out of the middle of this end here. We're going to pick up a bicone and an 11/0 gold. Bring that down. This looks small compared to that one. I guess it's the same. Okay, so you're going to skip the gold bead and go back down the bicone. And I'm going to go all the way through to the other side. Like that. Then we're going to pick up the next bicone. So we're coming out of the other side. That. Pick up an 11/0 gold bead. Bring that down. You're going to skip the gold bead, go through your bicone, go back down to the other side because we're going to go through this a few times just to make sure that's secure. I'm going through everything, including my bicone and my gold bead. Pull this snug like that. And let's go down and do the same on the other side for a second time. So skip the gold bead, go down your bicone, go through everything again, all the way down your tube, through your bicone, and your gold bead. Let's see if I can get that through there like that. Okay, this is the last time. Now we're going to find the middle so we can start attaching our gold beads for the attachment. So skip the gold bead, go through the bicone, bring your needle down, and you can actually count the white beads. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. So try and find the 2 middle rows, which would be the 3. So that's exactly where I'm coming out. The 3rd row. Actually, you know what? We might go let me see here. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So we're going to go through. I'm coming out of the 3rd row currently. I want to come through 2 more rows. So just go through like that. Okay. Now we're set. So now we're going to pick up 2 11/0 gold beads. And I'm going to come back. I'm coming out of 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th row, the outside of the 5th row. We're going to come back to this 3rd one. Kind of, we're setting these 2 beads in the middle is what I'm getting at. So now we need to turn around. Let's see what's the best way to do that. So I'm coming out of this bead. We're going to go back to this one. This is the only time you'll do this. Once we get it started, you won't see you won't have an unusual turnaround. But we want to get to the other side of the bead. So let's go through a few here so we can position ourselves like that. So now I'm going to go through this bead here. Okay, I'm positioning myself so that I can go through these 2 beads here. That's all I wanted to do. So these are now secured. You can do that a few more times. And also when we complete the strip, we can also go back down 1, go through your toggle, back up, and then we're ready to attach. So now I want to be in a So my thread is coming out of this bead. I'm going to come around to the bottom of the other bead like this. Okay, so now we have the 2 beads there ready to go. So now you're just going to add 2 beads. You're coming out of this bead. You're going to go through the top of that 11-0 on the other side and pull them down. Then you're going to take your thread, go over to the bottom of the other bead and up through those 2 beads like that. Just make sure your thread doesn't get hooked. And you're just going to keep doing that for the length that you want. So here is an opportunity when you made your bracelet. If you didn't, you have to consider how much length you want on your bracelet and incorporate your toggle clasp as well. Let me complete this step. So now we're just going to go down 1 bead and then go take our thread across and up those 2 beads like that. So at this point, so say you ran out of beads and this bracelet is a bit short, you can actually add length on this to incorporate the length of your wrist. So kind of a, another way to do that. So we're going to go down 1. We've added 2 beads. Going to go down 1. And actually at this point you can go down 2. I actually reinforced it. I would go down 2 like that and then go across and up 3. Like that. Pick up 2. Go down 2. Then up 3. Like that. And pick up 2. Go down 2. And then up 3. That. So for this to actually work to get through your circle, you have to remember that you need a certain amount of distance here, because when you go to put it through your circle, I mean, you can bend your toggle a bit because it's pretty, flexible. But you got to remember when you're wearing it, you need at least this distance here for that attachment to attach to your bracelet. So again, it's up to you if you want to add some length to your bracelet, but you definitely want to make this easy to get through. So let me show you with this one what I'm talking about. So imagine that this is attached to the bracelet. You take your toggle and you can see it doesn't want to go through. So part of it is this extension is going to come through with it like that to get it through. And then there's your bracelet. You also have to consider, I'll show you what I did with this one. I kind of mirrored what I did on the circle part. So I had this little nice kind of embellishment actually on the bracelet. So I did make this longer to mirror that. So here's where all the options start to kick in. So let me move these guys over and add a few more of these. So pick up 2, come down this side for 2, like that. And then go over, you're going to go up 3, got pull through, there, pick up 2, go down 2, up 3, like that. Let me see how many I have here. I kind of like that embellishment where it kind of loops onto the bracelet. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I would probably recommend, if you're doing this and just attaching it to the end, you would put at least 10 rows of this on there. I think we might do 14 here. So we need 2 beads and then down 2, up 3 on this side. So our thread is coming off this side. We're going to go to the other side and directly across and then up the 3 beads. And when we pull it tight, that thread hides inside the row. And that's another reason for using a thin thread. It won't show. Like, you can't even see that. So pick up 2. This is going to give us 10. Go down 2 on the right side. We're going to cross our thread over to the other side, which gives us 3 because we just added a set. And there is 10 rows onto your toggle. It looks like my toggle is off a bit, but no, I guess not. So I said I'd do 14. So I'm picking up 2, go down 2, cross over to the other side and go up 3. And get that untangled. 2, down 2, cross over and up 3. No worries that that's loose. Once I pull this through, it will tighten it. There. Down 2. Over and up 3. I'm going to do 2 more times. So up, and pick up 2, go down 2, up 3, that, and I lost my count. I think I have 2 more to do. This one and another one. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, you know what? I'm going to do one more and that will be it. So I'll pick up 2. So at this point, yeah, I guess I'm going to go down 2. I was going to say you could go directly down, but you should secure it at the top as well. So I'll go down 2, that, and then over to the other side, up 3, like that. Now we're going to go up and down through these beads and through here to secure it one more time. You can see it's a bit, it's not that it's loose, it's just I want to make sure there's no thread showing and stuff like that. So let's go down all of these. So just weave your needle through all of them on the one side like that. Let's pull that through. Nice tight, straightens it out. Let's go through. I think I'm going to go through this one here. This is like your preference, what you want to do. I'll go through a few beads here, like this. I lost my thread. There. Let me put that back on. There. Okay. So we're coming out of this bead. I'm going to cross over to this bead here, like that. And I'm going to go down through the other side. And that should be plenty secured. So go through all those beads. And you can kind of feel your needle going through. Just wiggle it around a bit. Pull that tight. Look at the sun. Look amazing. It still can move, but at least you know this is not going to rip off, fall off. So let's attach this to our bracelet. So we're going to find the midpoint to this as well. So I thought we'd do, like, bring it, let me bring this over here. We don't need these beads anymore. So here's our bracelet. So find the midpoint. So there's sets of 2 of these beads. So there's one set, there's another set. One set, another set, pardon me. So that's going to sit in here. So you can attach it through here at the very end, or you can do like I did on this one and bring the beads over the bracelet and attach it that way too. So let's see what that looks like. Let's go to say here. I feel like that's too close. Let me see. How about there? You can, so if you change your mind once you get to this point and say you've already woven it in, you can actually, once you attach this, you can still add just by picking up those beads. But you know what? I think we need to add a couple of more rows on this. Let's do here, let's do it this way. Keep it the same. So down 2. Over to the other side and up 3. Like that. Pick up 2. Down 2. Up 3. There. We'll do another set after this. I think that will give us enough to give us an embellishment. And I'm pulling tight on these ones because we reinforce the others. I want to make sure these are reinforced, especially. I mean, it's not going to be as important because these last couple that we've added are going to be embellishment and not actually structural because they're going to sit on top of the bracelet. There. Okay, so now that's going to work for me. So there's our middle right here. So what I'm going to do is my thread is coming out of this bead here. I'm actually going to just go through this single gold bead to to start with, just to get it started, and so that it's centered properly, like that. So I'm going to go, I'm coming out of that gold bead on the bracelet. I'm going to go through, let's just go through one for now. Pull tight. We're going to go over to the other side and go through that same bead again, like this. So now it's centered. Now we're going to go up and we're going to start attaching it here at the end. You can do a lot more here. What I did on the other one was I kind of arched it a bit, but you can do that after it's attached for the most part. So let me go through here, and I'm just lining it up with the beads that are in the position at the end of the bracelet, so you can see. And I'm running out of thread, not a big deal. I would probably come back with some more thread, attach it, and make sure it's nice and secure. So let's go through this middle bead here, see what it gives us. Okay. And I want to see where my thread is here. We're on the wrong side. Let me get the toggle on the other side. There we go. There. That's better. So let me see. I'm trying to match the same one, the same row that I came out. So I'm going to go up this one, which is the bead next to the one that I secured. So that actually rounds it a bit. So I went a little further, and we're just going to secure this and tie it off, and I will go back and secure that again. So we're coming out of that bead, we're going to go over to the other bead, like that. And let me show you on this side. So we're going through this 11-0 right here. There, you can see it better there. Go through the other side. There. And okay, I'm going to put my nail there so I know which bead it is. So now I'm just going to go through all of them, go down at the bottom, tie this off like that. Let's go through two here, and I'm going to come down through this 8-0, and through the 11-0 gold bead and through the next 8-0, and we're going to tie this off. Here. So grab a thread bridge for that bead, bring your thread around, get that unhooked here. There's the needle. There's days when you're beading, everything gets hooked. I think sometimes when you're tired, the the beading universe is telling you to take a rest. So let me bring this thread through and we'll tie it off. Pull that off. I would definitely reinforce this, but I mean, it looks pretty secure. Let me enlarge this. I don't want to be going out of frame. So how lovely is that? So now we need to put the other one on. Let me get this stuff out of the way. So we want to attach this. Okay. So you have two ways to attach this. We left a thread on here, and I also have the thread from the bracelet. But what we want to do is we want to create this embellishment here. So I think what we'll do is we will weave in one of the sides to finish it off, and then we will create the same stitch here and then attach it. So let me find which one is the longer one. They're all pretty good, and let me make sure they're tight. So let me weave this in. Okay, tie it off. It's coming out of that gold bead. I'm just going to go through a couple of these 11-0 beads, and then I'm going to change directions. We're going to do that a few times, and then I'll cut my thread. You don't have to tie this off, like make knots. Some beaders don't at all, and it's secure, so it's not a big deal. So that should be fine on that one. So I'm going to cut this off, and we'll get started on the other side. So we're coming, and I think for this one, let me double check. If I pull on it, it's not moving any beads. So when I finished yesterday, I already, that's the cats. My wife's handed me a piece of twisted wire, like craft wire, and like that's the cats. So the cat plays with them. She's always worried that he's gonna eat it. He's never done anything like that. So let's attach this. This thread is not. It's kind of frayed on the end, so it might be hard to get the needle on. Let's freshen it up a bit. Get that. This is definitely one of those days. I feel rested, but I'm clearly I'm tired because my thread's getting caught. Okay, so to do this one, what I did was I went in between two of the 8-0 beads. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to pick up two, and we're going to need some more of those 8-0 beads. So pick up two. You're coming out of this 8-0. You're going to go through the other 8-0 like this. Okay. And we need to weave our thread back so that we come around and we start adding. So let me see. I'm going to go through this, down through this white bead, and I'm going to go through 3 of them. And again, because this is an attachment, you want to make sure that it's going through a few beads to secure it. So I'm coming out here. I'm going to take my thread, go up to this one, and come back on this side. So we're going to just go through this bead like that. And then go through these 2 that we added like that. We're going to add 2 beads. We're going to go through these 2. That's not what I meant to do. Cha. You're going to go through just the one bead. And I still didn't do it right. I'm in the wrong position. Let me fix this. You want to be coming up the middle of the beads. Let's put that back. So, where did we? Don't go through those. Just go through the one side. So, like that. So you're adding your beads to the middle of those two beads. Okay, so I've added 2 beads. Then I'm going to the inside of that second bead. And I think I am going to go down through the 8-0 so that it's secure again, like this. I think when I was doing this initial design, I I added it in between the two, but you don't have to add it in between the two. You can actually start that loop here and go all the way around, so it looks like it's actually around your... I see what I did. I did 3. You know what? Let's take this off. Let's fix this. And if you decide to change your mind, it's great because beads come off nicely. Yeah, because we went through a few there. It's a bit... Just gonna find my thread here. Pass it through. Let's see if we can get these off. Okay. Let's start all over. Pretend you never saw any of that stuff. Just saying. Okay. There. We're going to use 3 beads. I'm just looking at the other one. I'm like, oh. So we're going to use one of the 8-0s as the center at the beginning. You see how that's done on this one? So that's what happens when you... Yeah. Okay, so let's pick up 2 beads. And we are coming out of this 8-0. We're going to go in through this one here. And that pops those 2 in there on either side. Okay. So now we're going to go through the bottom of the bead on the other side of that 8-0. Let's bring them back down here like that. Let's pick up 2 beads, go through this one, go through that 8-0 again, then go up through that 8-0 that's on the other side, or sorry, the 11-0 that's on the other side of the 8-0 like that, and then through the one on the left that we just added, but come in through the bottom. So let's go back and get those 2 in this spot here. There, kind of hooked like that. So now we're going to pick up 2. We're going to go back down those 2. You see how it's nicely kind of curling together. Let me move this out of the way. Go over through the 8-0, up those 3 beads. Let's see if we can get those guys in there. Pull it tight. No, when I pull it tight, it pops those up. I want them to sit low. Okay. Pick up 2, go down this side, go through 2 beads, then go through. Actually, we don't have to go through. Yeah, you know what? I am going to go through the 8/0 because I think it needs to sit lower, and that should help it. So skip that first 11/0 and go through the next one, and then those 3. There, when I pulled it tight, it went down, and when we go back to secure these, we will pop those down in there into that slot. I think what it is on this one here I used a bigger bead so that it's fitting in that little notch a little better, but when we go to secure this area here, we'll make sure it's nicely tight. So now just continue this one like we did the other one. So we add 2, we go down 2 on the right side, pop that in, then take our thread over to the left side, go up the 3, just a wee bit awkward here to get started. There. Make sure you go through all 3. There. And unhook your thread. Like that. Pick up 2. Go down 2. Now, this one here, you don't need as many rows as the other side, because this is going to be attached closer to your bracelet. I mean, essentially you can do it, you know, longer, but it doesn't really need to be. So let's see how far down. So this one I went down, I think I'd like to do it the same way. So let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, that's why it's different. I added these beads, and that's what's attached to here. That's why this sat better. See, I'm learning things too. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 4 more. So pick up 2, go down 2. That. Flip those over, go up 3. See. Let me see if I can do it this way better. Yeah, I think so. There. Oops. 2 beads. Go through 2. And then come back down. Cross your thread over, come back down. 3. Okay. Extend my thread a bit. 2. Okay. In case you're wondering, my hands are a bit shaky. I have bipolar disorder, and I'm on lithium for the bipolar disorder, and my levels are getting, for some reason, really high, and that's when you get the shaking hands. But it's not going to stop me from beading. And my psychiatrist has been playing with my dosage so that we can get it taken care of, because the shaky hands and some other things are symptoms that maybe the level is toxic, which is never good. And definitely during the summer in the heat, it happens a little more. So this might be the last one on this. So I appreciate your patience if you see that. That's, every once in a while I get comments, people, making comments not knowing why my hands are shaky. And I don't take it to heart, but I definitely don't feel there's a place for it in this community. I find that the community of beaders is so supportive. So, okay, I'm just double checking here to make sure that's where the length that I want for this. So let's get our midpoint. Okay, this is the middle row. I think I'd probably do it to about there, and actually I think that's where I like it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this thread and finish it off, and then we'll use the green thread. So I'm going to go through all of them like I did on the other side, and I'm actually going to add another bead in there because it's a bit loose on this side here. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I think it needs another bead there. So let me just add one and go through the 8/0, see if that will sit in the right position. Yeah, that's the ticket. So I'm just going to pull the other side out a bit so the other one will fit. So let's go through everything again. This is starting to get snug. There, that filled in that gap nicely. Let me just make sure that's popped in nice. Okay, I'm going to go back up through all of those beads. Through that final one. I'm going to go through this 8/0 there. Go through the 11/0 because I'm going to go to the other side. Okay, to secure it. So then I'm going to take my thread down to this one and then go up on an angle through those 11/0s like that. There, nice and tight. Go through the 8/0. I'm gonna, let me see. I'm gonna go through the top of that 11/0 and then off to the side. So hopefully it should sit it in there the way I like it. Let me see what that does. There. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm gonna weave this in, go through these 11/0s. Now I'm doing like really detailed work here. You don't have to do it this detailed. You can just do the basic toggle, and there's tons of videos out there showing you how to do that. Now I am totally open if you think maybe this is a little too detailed for you. Let me know. I can do a video that's very basic as well. But you know how I am. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. So this idea came from Jody. And yeah, she sent me a picture of a basic toggle. And I was like, okay, great. And of course, I did some research and ended up with a very detailed one. Okay, so I think we're done. Let me just weave this back one more time over itself. It should be fine. Like that, tight. And bring that there. We'll get rid of this. And there is the correct side of that toggle. So now we are going to attach it to here. So let me thread my needle. Okay. So I want to do, say, something like this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So through this 5th bead, actually I'm going to go through the bottom of the 5th bead. So let me bring this thread over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 3, there's 5. Like this. Okay. So I'm working on this middle row to center it. So it's going to take it to there. So I'm going to go through the bead on the next side. So I'm going to go down. Here, let's bring it up. You can see it better. So go down through here and just that bead, because we're going to bring it through the bead on the bracelet. That. Okay. Let's pull that into there. It's going to separate them a bit, but we're going to fix that. Okay, so if you look, it's going through this 11-0 right here. We're going to come through this 11-0 here. And I'm going to go through the 8-0 because we're going to loop around. So there. Attached. So let's come around. And I'm going to go back up and go through that again. So just using my beads on my... Actually, we need to go further over. Let's go through here, like this. Then we're going to go up through here, because I want to be coming up through that bead that we started with. So go through this 11-0, like that. Just going to hang on to this so you can see. So the thread from the last one's right there. So I'm going to go. Now this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to the bottom through all of those beads. And I'm going to attach it. And like I said, I kind of wanted to curl a bit. There's not a lot there. I think we'll go through this 11-0, attach it here. That. You know what, I'm going to come back out. I'm going to go through the other side of the 11 through this side here. So let's do it this way. Okay. Now I want to weave my way onto the other side. So let's go through these guys. That. Pulling it tight each time. So this final bead on the right side, I want it to attach to here from the inside. So I'm going to make my way over through the beads. That. Then come through here like that and go up. What do we have? 5 beads, so we want to go up through. There's 3, 4, 5, like that. Pull that tight, and now attach it to this side here. So I am just we're gonna call this done, but you can go back and weave through things a few more times to attach it so that it's not gonna come apart. And you can add the embellishments too. So, oh, here's the other thing. Because this is, you can see how floppy it is from side to side. What I did on this one was I added these beads on the side to prevent it from moving so much. Now, I do feel like I should have put a second row on each side to kind of mirror this and also to give it more stability. So we can do that actually. That's pretty simple to do. So and the amount of beads you put on there depends on what position you are on the outside. So I'm coming out of this 8/0 bead here. So I'm going to take my needle and go like this to give it an idea of where I'm at. I can attach it through here. And that I kind of like it on an angle. So actually, let's come through the next 8/0. And what we can do, I'm going to come down and come out of this 11/0 actually. So we need to go further down so that we come out on the left side of that bead. In case you're wondering, that's what I was doing, was I was trying to come out on the correct side of the bead. So it's, now we are in position. So it will be on a nice angle. You can see like this. And actually I kind of want it, will come through here. So let's pick up some beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see how that gets us. We want to be here. I think we're going to need 10. So there's, let's try 9. I like to do even numbers, can you tell? But I think it needs, I also don't want it to be bent. I want it to be a nice straight line. That should do it. So just go through here and pull tight. So I think, oh, I wanted it to go between those two, between the 8/0s. Because I'm thinking that may be too many beads. But that 8/0 should sit lower in there. Let me see. Okay, so let's make our way to the other side, do the same thing, and then we'll come back and reinforce it. Actually, I think if I attach it to that little 8/0, that will bring it up where I want it. I like that. Okay. I probably should have did 9, I think, on that. We'll see what we can do. You know what? I think we should try and pull it out. There. Let's get this back on. We'll take one off. I think, you know what? Let's do 7. Okay. Put this back on there. There, that's better. And I think what I'm going to do is attach it to this. There's an 11-0 in between those two 8-0s. That should give me the position of that first bead there, so that it's closer in between. Let me see if I can scoop it a bit this way. There. Okay. Let's go through these. Get to the other side, put the 7 on. I'm gonna come through the back here. Okay. Let's go through this bead here and add 7. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. This will, when we go through the strands again, it will straighten them out. So we're going to add this to this bead here. I'm actually going to go around the bead and then go back up it. That will make a difference. You can see already how it really changes the look. So let's come back up these here. Let's go through here. Let me move these out of the way now. Okay. Let me go to the back so I can hide this green thread. Let's go through here. And then come back down. There we go. Pull it tight. So we need to be maybe coming out of this one here. So that's right, this one here. Okay. So let's go up here. Okay. Going through these 11 O's. and that's really securing it as well. So now come through this 8/0, that, and we're going to go through all these beads. Come through here, pull that tight, that. Now we're going to secure our line. Let me just go through here. Come through a few beads and tie it off. And we're done. So pick up a thread bridge. Bring your thread around your needle twice. Hang on to that loop. Pull it tight. Then go through a few beads. And you are set. And there we go. So the other thing too is when you end your flat chenille, you have these kind of like opened ends. You can go through and with your thread and secure them in a little more. It's up to you. So this is what you have. So thank you to Jody for the suggestion for doing a toggle. This turned out lovely. So there it is. Like that. And let's test it out. Get that in. And look at that, went in easy. Like that. That. How lovely is that? So there you go. Take care, everybody. I know this was a long video, and you know what? I cut it in several chunks because we did this in a different video and this in a different video, but this one's a little more elaborate, so it takes a little more time, but it's so worth it. Look at how beautiful this is. You could wear this as wedding jewelry. You know, it's funny, when I first started beading, I had no idea that there was a such thing as beading, wedding jewelry that people beaded, but I saw a catalog from Fire Mountain Gems, and it was like their summer magazine, and there was a big section on wedding jewelry. So there you go. Take care, everybody. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.